The correct answer to the most important tool in your arsenal is welcome everyone to the first installment of Crucible Clinic. My name is Ascendant Nomad and I'm your Crucible Doctor. The following video is the first in a series of long-form videos dedicated to exploring the fundamentals of the Crucible. We're going to start from the very beginnings and work our way up over time to more advanced topics. These episodes are weekly and will be uploaded every Wednesday at noon Eastern. You're about to watch a lightly edited version of the VOD from my stream where this was recorded on Monday. Crucible Clinic will be live on Twitch every Monday at noon Eastern, so if you'd like to watch this being filmed live, please head over to twitch.tv/Ascendant Nomad. We're live Mondays and Wednesdays at noon Eastern and Fridays at 3:30 PM Eastern. I'm purposefully keeping this video long as I want to make more lecture-inspired classroom content. I'm certainly dressed for the part anyhow. If you don't fancy sitting around through an hour of this video, I've left a timestamp at the end that summarizes the main talking points of the stream. As ever, if you like this video, you know what to do. Presenting to you the most important tool in PvP. Enjoy. The correct answer to the most important tool in your arsenal is the radar. The radar is the most important tool in your arsenal as a Destiny player. Why? Because it literally tells you everything you need to know about the game in front of you. It is quite simply the most broken piece of anything in any FPS I've ever played. Now, admittedly, I've only played Halo, Titanfall, Apex Legends, CSGO, and... Wait, did I play that? No, I didn't play that one. So yeah, I've only played a handful of stuff. So, why is the radar the most broken tool in the game? It's because, quite simply, like I said, it tells you everything you need to know. It allows you to develop your game sense because it lets you know where people are on the map before you get to see them. It also gives you approximate distance indicators as well, because a radar is split into 3 steps: distance, intermediate, and close. And it also gives you elevation in addition to distance. If you know how to read your radar, in conjunction to having good game sense and in conjunction to having good aim and good map knowledge and good this and that and the other, it's huge. It will transform your game if you can learn to read the radar. And if you notice also, if you watch people stream, now a lot of them don't have this angle, they're usually like side on or another angle. You watch people on stream when they're playing, they're doing this all the time. Like I'm looking at my screen right now, look in the middle, they'll do this. They'll be moving around and they're glancing at the radar constantly. Now, hang on, let me do one for the controller users. They'll be playing like this. Okay. Sorry for the BM. It's just we're not gonna shy away from humor in the Crucible Clinic, okay? Because if you're laughing, you're learning, right? So, yeah, people will always glance to the top left, and something that a lot of new players and the people I review gameplay for, what they struggle with is when they look in the middle of their screen. That's all they look at. They're literally like this. Okay, it's a bit like when you're seeing the screen, all you can see is just me, and then like everything else is like blocked out. Like all you see is just like the middle of the screen. And that's bad because not only does that narrow your field of view to acquire targets physically in front of you, it also blocks out your view of the radar. When people have tunnel vision, the biggest thing they can do is just sit back or physically practice moving their head to the top left. Look at the radar, look at the radar, look at the radar. So, that is the most important tool in this game. Fight me if you want, but we're gonna go in the game and we're gonna do a bit of demonstration, all right? Now, I am recording this for YouTube. This will be a slightly edited VOD on YouTube on Wednesday, so if you have any concerns and discussions or counter arguments to the radar being the most important tool in the game, then leave them in that comment section. In the meantime, I am going to go into game right now, and we're going to get our friend Bull to join us and demonstrate what exactly we're talking about. Bull, hello.
Hello.
There he is.
I had the stream up. Sorry, I got confused about when you were saying anything.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello.
We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out in editing.
Yeah,
Hello.
we'll edit that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So Bull, if you guys aren't familiar, Bull has been helping me do the 3D work for the thumbnails, and he also helps run the Discord server. Yes, hello. It's his big debut on this channel. Well, actually not. We've done comp on this channel. Yeah, but re-debut, repilot.
We've done Sherpas on this channel.
Yes, we have. Alrighty. So the radar is the most important tool in the game. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. Tell me why it's important to you, Bull.
Because it gives you just a shitload of information. Range, elevation, how many people, where they are in relative to you in the circle, and if you know your map well, it also tells you exactly where they are.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And just to reiterate, you have to pair reading the radar with, obviously, game sense and whatnot to make the best out of it. Now, to demonstrate the power of the radar and how also you can use the radar to deceive other people, we're going to go to Anomaly, which is a good map for pretty much mid-range engagements. Mid and close range. It's entirely close quarters. And
You got some long-range engagements across to B from Heavy. But
yeah.
It's actually got quite a good range if you think about the various engagement spaces, but a lot of the fights take place on B and inside the rotator, so it turns into a clusterfuck of CQC, but if you know how to play the map properly, you can really make a scout rifle work.
Yep. And especially Dead Man Still, now that that's the thing, you can just hip fire from across that middle area.
My new favorite gun. I've brought a Night Stalker with smoke grenades so we can demonstrate the various fuckery that you can do on a Bok Night Stalker.
Nice TOS, by the way. For this demonstration, I need you guys to look at the top left throughout. We're going to just break down the basics of the radar. Okay, so...
Hey.
Bull. Oh, for fuck. Get down here. So right now we have probably the most common radar state in the middle of firefights, where it's the solid color, it's right in the main wheel, it's not towards the outer or the inner, it's just solid. Like this, radar ping is what I call intermediate. If we get closer, this radar ping is danger close. Now, if it's flashing like this, obviously that means something's nearby, or something's about to get on top of you, something's about to kill you. You want your shotgun out for these sorts of situations. Or something that you know you can hit your shots with at close distance. It could be a frozen orbit, it could be an arbalest, because let's be honest, arbalest aims for you. It could be anything. Alright?
Dead man's.
Okay. But basically, if your radar is flashing, and you can't see them, you're in trouble. So basically, this state, you generally want to avoid this state if you can help it. Being this close to people and not having visual on them, like, you want to cause the situation. You don't want to be the victim of it. Like, if I'm just standing here minding my business, shooting into B, and then Bull comes behind me, pinging my radar that way, and I don't see it, well, that's my life gone away. Okay.
I assumed you wanted me to just shoot you there.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I should probably waited.
Okay. No, it's okay. Alright, so the last state is distance. This is roughly, well, okay, this is the short end of the distance, and that indicates someone is around 25 or 20 meters away exactly.
You have a Darcy out?
I do not have a Darcy out. Do you have a Darcy out?
No, because we're both running exotics.
Oh my god.
Let me swap. Let me swap.
Anyways,
it's
it's not important how far away someone is. Just know that if you have this ping, they are a certain distance away, and you should prepare to fight them. This single dot on the outer edge of the radar circle, that is what you use to find people. That is what you use to find the targets, to find people in the game. It's those pings throughout the game. So if Bull is there, just for argument's purpose, see, we still have a ping even this far out. Like, it gives you a pretty generous idea of where they are. Now, right now we have no ping, so we're going to go ahead around the map, and oh, there we go, there's a ping. And I know they're in this general vicinity. Now, suppose I couldn't see Bull. Yeah, there you go. He's catching on. He's catching on. Suppose I couldn't see Bull. This ping tells me that they're in this general area here. Alright? I don't know. Because of the range of the ping, I don't know if they're sort of in this cubby here, or if they're in, like, behind that wall right there. I just know there's someone in that... Well. Yeah, there might be someone in... Well. It'd be a slightly different color because of the elevation change.
But it would be hard to notice in the clusterfuck of a fight.
Yeah. So the ping is just telling me there's a general person in that area, so we're gonna use that. Okay. Now, if you want to go back into blue area, just behind you. Okay, I still have a ping. So if I'm in this position, I have a ping. I also have to consider that he might be down that blue area, and he's coming in. So what this means, if I have this ping and I have nothing else on my radar, all I know is that somebody has spawned in caves, because this is a spawn point. Again, this is what we were saying, paired this with map knowledge. Somebody spawned right here and is advancing through this tunnel into the blue area, called Upper Generator by the map, and into Trials Heavy. I call this Trials Heavy, or Catwalk. Alright, they're advancing into Catwalk. I would not make this call out saying they're Catwalk, because I don't know if they're Catwalk. Only when I see Bull will I know that he's... Where are you, Bull? There. Only when I see Bull on Catwalk will I make that call out, he's on Catwalk, and then I would then proceed to 4-tap him because I'm slightly out of range from my weapon. Okay? So that is the basics of radar. There's the long range, which you use to find the fight. There's the mid-range, the intermediate ping, that is pretty accurate with respect to direction. Like right now, you'll see Bull pop up on my north.
I should rotate around your radar now, actually.
Yeah. Now he's on my west. He'll be immediate because he's right in front of me. Then he'll be straight ahead of me. Intermediate. Now he's going to go into distance. Demonstration. Yeah. He's actually going to distance now, near the 30 meter mark. 20 to 30 meter mark is when it happens. Then he's coming back closer, and there you are. So that's a pretty good demonstration of distance versus radar. If you're watching the top left, how the radar changes with respect to Bull as he moves around on this platform. The different stages represent distance, okay? And that distance, that distance differential represents how you should be approaching the fight and what you should be doing in preparation to fighting that person. So, mid-range. This is the area, this is the ping that I will get most often. This is when I want to start thinking about using cover, putting myself into a situation that works best for my guns, start basically setting myself up for the fight.
Do you want me to jump
distance,
off this now?
Yeah, distance is approach. Single line on the outer ridge is approach. Sometimes you can engage from this distance, it really depends on the map. But other times for different maps, it means, okay, that person's in this direction, I'm gonna figure out a way to get close, I'm gonna use a shotgun, and do my best to kill him.
And I can't slide.
and hope the other guy can't slide.
Yeah.
Close range, obviously, like we said before, just means they're danger close. And you better hope you have something for it.
Oh, you have stasis, okay.
Like stasis, you know, which you should be using, by the way, instead of complaining about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
All right. So that's the basics of the radar. Now there's a very, very subtle additional layer to the radar. Literally. We have a ping in the intermediate range right now. If you look at your top left, let me move the camera so it's a little bit more clear. Okay. Well, anyways, it is dimmer on purpose. This signifies an elevation change. This does not tell you whether they are above or below you, just that they are not at your level, and you can see that. You have a ping in front of you in the intermediate range, and as we've already established, the intermediate range should say, like if you have a ping in the intermediate range, you should be able to see them, and you should be able to fight them. But hey, there's nobody around me. But there is above me. Now this is particularly helpful for this kind of player. Somebody who uses this kind of exotic. and someone who loves to shadow dive. Now, if a hunter is flying through the air and you can't see them and you get that ping, well, you can pretty much guarantee that's game over, right? Because they're already flying into the air towards you, either with a glacier grenade or a shotgun or something else close range to try and finish you off. Or they might just chance their luck trying to hipfire you with a weapon. Hunters are wild, man.
Yeah. I got a better hipfire on the SMG as well.
So yeah, there is a difference. Now remember, the transparency layer does not tell you whether they're above or below you. Okay? So look, Bull is above me right now. Please have a look at the radar right now. And now he's going to go below me. In the same general area.
Sorry.
Can you stand there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's the same color. There's no difference. So, if you've got this ping, you have to use a couple of context clues, alright? In this scenario, we're on Anomaly, we're on Catwalk, and I've got a ping in front of me that I can't see, okay? There's nowhere really to stand up top. This was sort of an edge case scenario. We were just doing that for demonstration purposes. But in the flow of the game, in the flow of the general Crucible, that's not a typical position for someone to take up because, well, it's exposed as hell, right? And there's no cover. And also because Nomad can't jump there, therefore this position can't...
You good?
I'm fine, okay? Mom, I'm fine.
Do you want me to jump up there for you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. There's no difference between above and below. It is the same ping type. Like the transparency layer is the same. Similarly, if I am 2 stories beneath him, there's no change. It doesn't become more transparent. It doesn't become more opaque. It's just a blanket elevation difference. That transparency just lets me know that that person is not at my level. Okay? So, use context clues to determine where they are. If they're not Bull in a private match, then they're most likely underneath you. Because look, Anomaly has a rotator that's covered. There's also pathways underneath you to go underneath Generator and then pop up and say, "Hello, I'm here to kill you." So, context is everything. And you gotta use it with the radar as well. Now, the elevation change also applies to close range and distance, if you can believe that. So this is Bull going distance on the Lazy Susan. Bull.
Oh, do you want me to go distance?
Yeah, go distance on the Lazy Susan. Okay?
I'm at distance, I'm below.
Okay, he's at distance, he's below. Now, that's a thin line, okay? We've already talked about that. Now, we're gonna jump down here and notice something. Look very carefully at the red line. Okay, we're at level with Bull. We're gonna jump up, if we remember how to jump. Is there any change in the transparency of the red line at distance?
You might lose this on stream because it is incredibly subtle.
I'll edit it in the VOD.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll give it 10 seconds to let chat respond. Is there any transparency difference between the line at distance when I'm above right now or lower, looking lower now? No. Lots of people saying no. That is correct. There is no transparency difference at distance with respect to elevation changes on the radar. Because, remember, at distance, the only thing that's important when you're looking at your radar at distance is to have a general idea of where they are in the general vicinity. At this point, okay, we definitely did that on purpose. Bull, if you want to take up that spot.
What?
Yeah, just there.
Fuck off, there's a...
It's a stasis tornado out in 5, 4, 3. Okay, there you go. Okay, take up that same spot. Okay,
Yeah.
so at distance, right, the only thing that matters is figuring out where this person is in relation to me. So, if I look towards Bull, if he's standing out in the open underneath Heavy, because that's what that ping is telling me, it doesn't really matter as much if they're above or below me, because all I have to do is make sure that I have the shot on. Where are you, Bull? Stand out in the open. There you are. See, all I have to do is... It's not as difficult to get that shot. Well, it is because he's being special about his position. Be more obvious with your positioning, please.
Okay.
Another thing you should know about Bull is he is the definition of a shitpost. So,
Yeah.
waiting for the Lazy Susan to come around. And it's not that hard to get the shot on. Whereas if he goes up top, and you do the same thing, it just requires a minor adjustment aim, right? A minor aim adjustment. And of course I peeked when I wasn't out of cover, so it affected things.
Died.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that elevation change becomes a lot more important when you're in the intermediate range. Suddenly, looking up is a lot more difficult than looking down because you're at the edge of the middle of your periphery. You're starting to look at your peripheral vision. Like this ping here, this elevation change is essential. Like there's a big difference between engaging someone down here and engaging someone up there. You should be appropriately spec'd for these kinds of situations, or avoid them entirely. If you get that ping and you're running two distance options like a Dead Man Still and a Frozen Orbit, well, you're in a bad position because you don't really have anything to fight that.
As well, be aware it's more of a gunplay thing than a radar thing, but be aware that if you're below someone, they have an easier time hitting you in the head.
Correct.
It's more of because of essentially just because of power, but
yeah,
your head is a bigger takes up more space in the hitbox.
Yeah.
Relative to where they're standing.
Absolutely. So, the elevation change is only really important for the intermediate area, but it also works at close range too. You see the difference? It is not flashing, because flashing is a subtle cue. The game is subtly telling you, hey, there's some danger about. Deal with the danger.
I'm gonna put on a shotgun, I swear to fucking god.
I'm currently being roasted in my chat for not using the right scavs, so here we go. And I think we should also use a hand cannon scavenger.
I'm running double primary.
Okay. Oh, right, damn it. Okay. So,
look,
this flashing animation on your radar, if you look at the top left, it's the game's way of telling you, there's some danger, deal with it. And it doesn't change no matter where you look, whereas remember, the radar changes with respect to the orientation of where we're facing. When you're this close, there's no change. It's just a blanket, hey, someone's next to you, deal with it. When you're underneath, it's not flashing anymore, because you're not technically in danger here. Right? Like, the ball might jump down. Go on. He might jump down and he might decide to do something about that ping. But that requires a little bit of time, so you have a little bit of time to set yourself up for this.
I'd go over here.
Alright, Bull, come get me. Alright, 3, 2, no.
Right,
start from above.
Yep, go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So he had to come down, and I had time to escape. And then do that.
Yeah, I'm fucking dead.
Right? So that ping, that sort of that hollow middle circle ping, is basically a courtesy call. Say, hey, you got someone next to you, or above you, or underneath you actually. You might want to do something about this. Ball, stand here. Okay. So in most cases, this is what it looks like when there's someone above you or below you. Now, there might be certain exotics or weapons that change the behavior of this, whether intentional or through a bug, I don't know, but this is how, in its base form, the radar functions. Okay, so we've covered elevation, we've covered near, far, and close. We can also talk about a way to deceive the radar ping. Bull, come up top here. Okay, now, pay close attention to that radar again. Bull, make yourselves harder to see on the radar. Invis completely removes your ability to be seen on the radar. Like, completely. Okay, Bull, I'm around the corner.
Yep.
And let's pretend you're being a hot shotgun hunter. What do you want to do here?
Sure.
Okay, well, okay.
I'm just gonna slide around the corner if I'm a shotgunner. I'm just gonna try and do that.
What I'm trying to say is, if you're waiting for someone to come around the corner, you can crouch. And notice, when you're crouched, look at the radar right now. Look at what's happening with the blue indicator, the blue arrow indicator. It's flashing. Okay? That means you have stopped constantly pinging. Right now, bowl is not flashing, so no matter where I look... Okay, we can stop...
Oh, okay, sorry.
no matter where I look, he's constantly on my radar. But if bowl crouches... What? Where did he go? Oh, he's right there. And that's how you can bait the radar. Can it work through sliding, bowl?
Yes.
Prove it.
There you go.
That was the worst slide I've ever seen.
I'm on Frosties.
Okay.
These are not Stompy slides. These are Frosty slides.
So when you crouch, you can also temporarily, or when you slide, you are basically in a form of crouching. I want you to look at the radar when I'm sliding. When you slide, you take yourself off the radar. This is why all the sweats use movement exotics, so they further their slide whilst invis to radar. This is the #1 reason why high-level players do this, and it's so annoying to see. It's like, why are you sliding? Oh my god, get a personality. No, it's not about personality. It's about function. They're taking themselves off the radar.
I think you're out now. Not sure.
Now, I will say something though. I wish I had a second cam to demonstrate this. You have to hold crouch, if you're on PC obviously. You have to hold crouch to have the effect in full. If you just initiate the slide by tapping crouch, you stay on radar. Look right now, I'm gonna hold crouch while sliding. Look at the radar. Holding crouch. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm just gonna tap to crouch. I'm just gonna tap control once to initiate the crouch. You show up again straight away on the radar. You can see exactly where I'm hitting the key because the arrow disappears. Bottom out your control key, or make sure you are holding down the button when you're crouching. Okay? On controller, I believe it's the same deal. You have to hold that the slide button. You have to hold the B button by default, I think. To note, I'm using hold to crouch. If you are using the toggle to crouch setting, then this is you're automatically changing your state from standing to crouch. I toggle to crouch. I just preferred it that way.
I have a bind for both.
Yeah.
I'm weird. Also, remember you can crouch my cover ADS to peek over. It's a thing nobody remembers for some reason.
Perfect. Yeah, that's true, that's true. So crouching and then ADSing over. If you hold crouch behind a piece of cover, little known mechanic in Destiny, you can hide behind this crouch and then you ADS over whilst holding crouch. Peekaboo. 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 I don't think a lot of people know that. They might in this stream, but...
Yeah, but in terms of general knowledge thing, it rarely comes up in Crucible because of the the kind of lack of application it has in general.
Yeah.
But it also affects rally barricades.
Yes, it does.
They're the same height as crouching cover.
Correct. So yeah.
If you're having a bit of a fight, it's something to remember that you can't always just ADS based on sitting next to cover. If you're aiming slightly over it, you will pop over the cover and potentially expose yourself to other angles. It doesn't transition if you're aiming off the cover and then aim towards the cover. You have to be aiming towards the cover while you pop out. But you can be aiming towards the very edge of the cover and it will pop you all the way out even if you don't intend to.
Correct.
So it's got a level of forgiveness to it that can really fuck you over.
Now, if you're aiming out of cover and you look towards cover, it doesn't work. But if you look towards cover and then aim, then it works. Now, admittedly, I wanted to show this because it is an important mechanic, but I only use this very situationally. I use this extremely situationally, usually when there's a man down in trials in a particular spot. Right? Like where you just want to hold an area. That you say this is a trials match, And we've got you pinned in that corner there, right? If I just wanted to play footsie with you, I'd just do that a little bit. Obviously, this only works once or twice, because then you know exactly where I am. Also, to
I
note
can
if you're
actually see the barrel of your gun, but like the barrel
Yeah.
of your gun poking over the top when you start moving, but my aim is bad, so...
Yeah. So it's literally only works when you're crouching. If you move, you're kind of exposing your head a little bit by just coming up here. But I would only use this position if I wanted to fake your radar pings, and just cause you stress, basically. I wouldn't use this as a tactical thing at all, because this is fundamentally a very exposed area. There you go. And that's that.
I can throw that grenade from basically completely out of your visual range as well.
It's a very good cover mechanic that was implemented at a time when Destiny had slower time to kill.
It's actually implemented in D1. Hardly anyone used it.
Oh, was it? Okay, I did not know that. Okay, so
D1
it was implemented. Thing. It was implemented in Destiny 1. I thought it was implemented with Destiny 2 Year 1 when
I'm fairly
everything was
certain
slow.
it was in D1.
Yeah. Okay.
I might be wrong there. I haven't played D1 in a while, but I would be surprised if it was. This game retained an awful lot of Destiny 1.
There's a very good reason now in Destiny 2 why you don't want to do that if you wanted to stay there.
Yeah, stasis.
No, I didn't say anything about stasis. Oh, poor baby.
Oh shit, I got frozen again. I thought I was just out of range. I started getting frozen immediately, which killed my ADS.
So, we've talked about elevation change, we've talked about near, low, far, we've talked about gliding to take yourself off the radar for better surprise attacks and better surprise approaches. Now, you put that all together. Now, Bull, I'm going to ask you to go on a shotgun.
Oh, okay. You know the respawn's 2 seconds, right?
I know. And you come back to mid?
You just want to farm some kills.
No. Here's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You're going to start underneath me.
I don't have any ammo.
Oh, you don't have any ammo? Okay.
No.
There you go. Now we're
you
at
set the
2-2.
respawn at 2 seconds. It's really hard to swap my weapon in 2 seconds.
That's
you
fair.
Tell me as I die.
That's fair.
You fucker.
Alright, so Bull, you're going to stand underneath me?
Yeah.
I want you to do everything in your power to stay alive until the end of this round. There is a minute 45.
Yep.
You have to confuse me. You have to make sure that I can't kill you. Alright, this is a demonstration of radar work. I have to read the radar well, and he has to do his best to anticipate me reading the radar and then throwing me off whilst I'm reading my radar.
Am I allowed to shoot you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're gonna go for this.
Let's go.
Alright, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So I know right now Bull's in front of me. He's level, he's on my level right now. I'm gonna go above. I know that he's somewhere around there. That was the last ping. So he'll either come out this way or to my left, where I just got a ping on my left. So I'm live comming this Bull, so.
It's fine.
Alright, he's just giving away a big tell here. He baited me out. He wanted me to shoot that trip mine because that way he'd get a line on with his dead man's tail. Now I know he's next to me. He's sort of my level. He's on the little elevation, that box next to me. Now he's lowered. He's on the ground. He's going around to C. He's going to jump up to this area. And he baited out my... There you go.
You're an idiot.
And, yeah, I'm an idiot. Basically, I threw that away.
Genuine
Basically, throughout that entire passage, I knew exactly where he was because I was reading my radar, and also, he gave me this stuff. There was one time I didn't know where he was because there was 2 possible exits from that area that either led into sort of that A spawn area or down this ramp because he got himself away. Well, he got himself off my radar, basically.
Oh, I got
no.
fucked by the shotgun range.
Okay.
That's a massive 50-50 on the damage right there.
Alright, so let's do a couple more just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, for sure.
12-6, good.
You've shown
Fuck you.
Well fought.
I mean, Eden, it wasn't behind a wall with the shuriken. It bounced off the side and hit me. It was pretty visible on my end.
Okay, let's do...
Do you want me to still run a shotgun, or do you want me to run like a complementary loadout for my Deadman.
Your entire thing is to just use what works for you, but read your radar and try and kill me. So if you're going to use Dead Man's Tale, obviously bait me into Dead Man's Tale-esque situations, right?
Oh, I'm gonna run Dead Man's in a Icolos.
Right.
That's my loadout right now.
To
You
note,
sold me on the double primary and like fucking 3 seasons ago, and
Yeah.
it's still got a place in my heart.
there you go. Okay, so to note, Bull is using a Dead Man's Tale and an Icolos SMG. He's using double primary. So he'll obviously favor the Dead Man's Tale because it's very, very lethal at range. It has perfect aim assist when hip fired, when you have the catalyst, and also he's got snapshot on it if he needs to snap it for long range too. Icolos allows him to have that extra versatility. It's very hard to counter when someone's in the air. Me, I have a Hawkmoon. I'm using Hawkmoon with moving target. I have a Fell Winter's Lie. He will know this, and he will be using the radar to bait me in situations that favor him versus me. Like for me, my loadout is extremely aggressive. I've got a build here that's extremely aggressive. I'm basically trying to close the gap as quick as I can with Stompies, and I've got my Shurikens for distance in case he decides to stay in one place and try and challenge me with a scout. So all in all, I think we're quite well balanced here. Like it's an interesting yin versus yang situation going on here. Not perfectly, but there's enough variance in the variables themselves to make this an interesting matchup. So we're just gonna do a quick 1v1, and his job is to bait me into bad positions, and my job is to make sure I don't take them. Okay?
Yeah.
And throughout this, I'll try my best to live commentary the whole process, and so you can see exactly what I'm seeing, what's going through my head versus what's on the radar pings, so you understand what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, and why I'm saying things I am.
And if I have anything to add at any point, I'll try and just interject with my thoughts.
Yeah.
Me and them tend to think pretty similarly, pretty much along the same lines. So there's
Why is that, Bull?
Because we're both tactical players instead of aimers.
And because I taught you everything you know, you ungrateful little shit.
Nah, not that prideful for everything I know.
Alrighty, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start.
Oh, what
the hell was that spawn? What the
All right,
hell?
do you want to fuck off and we can start?
God damn it, Bungie.
That was worth it.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's start with a not so classic one. Come to B. Come to B.
Come to B? Yeah, sure. I have to reset my class times, but whatever. Yep.
All right. I need you to go to the other side there,
Cool.
and just as if we're contesting for B point. Okay.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. So we'll start this engagement in what I would consider a pretty routine way. All right. If you're baiting me, that means you're on the defensive. Okay. So stand out in the open.
Oh right, yeah, sure.
Okay. After the first shot, leave.
Yep.
Okay. And here we go. And so he's very close by. He waited for me to come around the corner. He didn't even try and play the radar. That's great. I played that like an idiot.
Well, I played your radar.
Yeah, exactly. He played my radar. He decided to make sure that I came around the corner, basically. He knew I had short range. I had to push him. Okay. Now that cheeky little kill you saw was Paul using Dead Man's Tale and verticality to maximum effect. I know from this position he's above me. He's in that same spot that we were talking about. I just heard him jump away, so he's probably further out now. He's probably looking for that longer lane. Now he's jumped back up. Now I can close the gap on him because he was slowed.
Yeah.
And I had another shuriken, so I knew I could push.
Useful.
So he spawned on A. And he's looking for it. I'm not going to give it to him.
I was thinking you were going to be in mid there. That was actually quite a good play there.
We're going to have this fight here, much to his chagrin. He couldn't see me at all. Yes, I know I'm not using Hawkmoon properly, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes.
It's a 1v1. You don't use Hawkmoon properly. 1v1.
So he played a very risky game there. He allowed me to push in. He had time to get the aim-assisted shots off.
I could have pulled the SMG as well.
You could have pulled the SMG. So that was successful radar bait right there, as well.
That's another reason why Dead Man's is so powerful, is because you have the perfect aim while also keeping the perfect hip fire. Sorry, while keeping the radar up constantly.
All right, I'm gonna live comm this. All right,
Yeah,
so I
sure.
know he's through trains. I know he's on the other side. He's waiting for me. I'm not gonna play that lane, even though he gets that stasis shuriken off me somehow. He's gonna push me. I don't think he wants to come down here because he knows I have a shotgun. Can I pull him in? I can try. Now he might be close. No, he used his Shadow Dive radius to get some of the crystals down, but he didn't take all of it. So now he's still in trains. He's still in front of me here. He wants me to push him. He has his SMG waiting. Of course he does. He's above me now. There's an elevation change.
There's a bunch of gaps in this geometry, by the way.
Yeah. So he's playing that elevation. He's keeping me down here. If I want to really kill him, I have to change my approach here. Alright, he's slowed me. Now he's going to push me up in the air. And there you go. Another thing you have to be mindful of, I mean, it's very easy to look at that engagement and then say, look, hey, that's why stasis is a problem. Yeah, I agree. It is 100% is a problem. Shuriken tracking is too strong. But if you play this game willingly, and you don't account for that, who's the idiot? Alright, now he's spawned over there and I didn't even have a chance to look at my radar because I'm an idiot. Okay, is he still in that?
You should not be jumping when I have a scout rifle.
Yes, I should not be jumping
in the air is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Just outright.
So again, like this is a good demonstration of why radar is important, but so too is game sense and understanding like the context of everything that you see. He's right next to me. He's gonna go. Oh, he's just staying put around here. He's trying to see which angle I'm coming out from. Sometimes you can psych yourself out by reading the radar too strongly. If you don't see that much change in the movement of your radar, it's probably because they're standing still and they're just strafing, trying to figure out where you're coming from. They're probably doing the same thing you're doing too. So right now, I'm sliding around, I'm crouching, I'm trying to throw off my radar to him. He seems very intent on closing the gap here, so there he is. Will he jump up? He will. And we get all
I know you've got one shotgun left, so I'm gonna jump really far out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly it. Kind of a weird engagement space, Nomad.
And there are times when you can just stay where you are and just try and take this fight on.
Yeah, especially once you get slowed, you have to be prepared to just you have to hard commit to your fight at that point.
That was an engagement that favored me every day of the week. So even though I kind of scouted
as well.
Yeah, I don't think that was SMG range, but it wasn't scout rifle range
either. That was
either.
my SMG range. That was my SMG range. Just as a
Either
quick
way,
demo, Nomad.
Yeah.
That's outside of it. I'm still hitting 15. I'm hitting
Right.
15 a shot if my aim was better.
Yeah. So this is my hand cannon range. He can try this out with the scout rifle, but he would be ill-advised to do so. I can see him through that. He'll have to peek shoot me. Will he peek shoot me? Or will I just suck him out? Oh no, he's shooting me through the cover. Lovely.
Fuck you, bitch.
Now he's pushing in because he has the advantage. He's crouched. He's trying to throw my radar off. And there he is. Set that up nicely for you to kill.
There's a hole in this cover here.
Yeah.
I watched you stand in the doorway through the cover. That's how I knew when you were going to
Yep. And I was just radar watching. The dangers of radar watching, sometimes, is that you just don't end up doing anything.
This dumbass angle.
Yeah, see?
Hi.
If you radar watch too much, you won't be effective. Radar watching should, like, obviously watch your radar and learn how to read your radar as you get more familiar with it as time goes on. But as time goes on, eventually it just becomes a little bit more fluid. And then you won't have to think as much. Now I'm just going to try and play as best as I can. Obviously, I'm not warmed up at all because I haven't shot any guns right now. But I'll do my best to not live comm. I'll just use the information that's in front of me. Oh! Shadow dived! Perfect. Let me see if I can use something a little bit more distanced.
Yeah, I feel like Dead Man's in the Eye Colossus is a bit too strong against the hand cannon, especially in a 1v1. And especially when you keep jumping at me.
One of the strong aspects of Dead Man's Tale is that you can... Like, it's not radar dependent at all. If you have a lane and you see it, you can just go for it.
Fine, yeah.
That's to prevent a push. Come here. Thank you. So yeah, that's basically 1v1s with the radar.
Dead man? Or
Yeah. Try something a little bit more aggressive. It's hard to push a very hyper-aware radar user with a distance weapon.
I'm kind of aware of that as this is going on. That I'm just kind of fucking you out of all of the ranges.
If you have good radar awareness, Dead Man's Tale can be kind of a cheat code.
It's kind of a cheat code anyway.
It is a little bit of a cheat code, for sure.
Um,
But it's a very strong gun, and you should use it if you have it.
Sure, I'll match your primary. Let's go.
Yeah. 2 messengers? Okay.
No. Put Hawkmoon on.
You didn't put Hawkmoon on? Okay, so Hawkmoon versus Messenger. 2 arguably meta picks. Actually, put a 120 on. Let's do a meta example right now.
Okay. Let me just grab mine. It is
meta, he says. I was using Telesto for my own educational purposes, okay? I don't main it. Don't look at me.
Alright, let's go.
Where are you? Oh, you're over there. Okay, so he's in B. He's sort of in that pipes area. He's floating around between lanes. He's trying to figure out which lane I'm in, and I'm trying to figure out which lane he's in. Now we're both kind of low here. Is he going to push up? He's thinking about it. He tried it. Ooh, he nearly got me there. Now I have to back out because
I flubbed the tracking really hard. That should have been a kill.
So now he's in that B area. I can actually see him. I don't need the radar for that. But basically, at all times, the radar is guiding my movements to try and take up different angles. Like if I stay where you are, Bull.
Oh,
if I've got this ping here, all right, he's in front of me. I can either go through this area like an idiot and break, and like he'll have the advantage of coming in, of me coming into his line of sight. So he'll see me before I see him, or with that ping, I can also come around to the staircase and just suss out the information, which is a lot better for my weapons too. I can also like sort of jump up and see through this geometry here. If I'm feeling particularly lucky with the snipe, I might want to jump up on here and try my hand.
See through that as well.
Exactly.
There's a lot of small two-way streets on this map.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I quite like it.
100%. 100%. Come here.
Ah, nice. Good shuriken.
Thank you.
I think I was going to fall into the grenade. I managed to just about dodge it, if I read the color correctly.
So I've got pings out by pipes, and I'm taking this line here because it's long distance and it favors me. He's still sort of there. He's probably going to come around to the bottom. No, he's pushing me up. And now I got to adapt very, very quickly.
No,
and I do. No, I don't have any special, otherwise I would... yeah, I don't have any special, otherwise I would have used special there. Oh, my dude, you forgot about Desperado, didn't you?
That felt like a damage glitch, I won't lie.
There was a bit of damage boosting as well going on, because I had a...
oh, yeah. Not Durance.
This is a little bit not fair, because it's a 1 second respawn.
Don't mind 1 second respawn.
Okay, got pings around trains. He's playing trains. He's looking for the shot. Will he get it? He will get it.
I'll play my gun a bit better as well.
Yeah.
I was engaging into the lane, and I should be going across.
He's underneath me. I'm on pipes. He knows exactly where I'm at. Will he make a move around? No, but I will because I want to kill him. Oh, come on, Telesto. You're supposed to be broken.
You missed half the bolts.
That's besides the point, okay? Telesto's supposed to be broken. That's what I was told. And the internet's never wrong, Bull.
You're not wrong there. Well, no.
Broken? No, but I got pings. And I don't have enough health to make that stick. That's the sad times. Now he's pinging my radar here. He's crouched. Where are you? He's gone to the other side of the map. Oh! And that's stasis. Good job.
So suddenly physics is incredibly disappointed with me.
Yeah. Physics is either really hyped or always disappointed. Physics, if you don't know who he is, YouTube. Physics is a friend of ours and a redacted, and part of Redacted actually, which he'll announce in due time. But you should go check him out if you don't know who he is. Physics on Twitch. Does Telesto work in the air? The answer is no, it doesn't.
Ooh. I think
Okay.
you're not quite aiming in the right place to get the bolts to go where you want them to.
I'm definitely not.
There's a lot of a lack of experience with Telesto I'm reading
Yeah.
at the moment.
100%.
I'm 100% leveraging that as well.
Yeah, and this is the tricky thing about 1v1ing Bull is because he is a genuinely smart player, so he knows not only how to play the weapons that are in front of us, but he also knows how to play the player using the weapons. So
I
he
put a
will,
lot of time in against Nomad.
yeah.
is
So
what
he
he's
will not
trying to
only.
say.
I'm AFK right now, Bull. Come
Oh,
to
okay,
me.
sorry.
Come to me at A.
Yeah.
So he will not only read the radar, okay, not only will he get the pings and engineer situations which bait me into situations that do not favor me, he will then also understand that, okay, I'm using a messenger and a Telesto, I'm lethal with the messenger, not so lethal with the Telesto, so I'm going to force him to be in a situation where he needs to whip out the Telesto and force him to be uncomfortable. So there's layers upon the radar, okay? And it all starts with the radar. It all starts with the radar. Without the radar, he's just wandering around hoping for the best, just like anybody else. Any thoughts on that, Bull? Is that accurate or?
Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. I was trying to constantly get you into a position where where I knew I had the weapon advantage. So either ultra close range with the SMG, because Telesto kind of sucks with the charge time. I can kill you before you get your charge with the SMG if I'm hitting most of my shots. And then if I get you into the medium range, I know I can out-duel you with the hand cannon by peak shooting and decent. It's risky because the pulse rifle does have a better range than me. At that point, I need to actually play my range I need to play my range smart instead of just playing at range, which is what you would do against other hand cannons. So it's a different engagement space, but it's one that I'm quite happy to adapt to, especially when I'm playing against someone I put so much time in the game with. Nomad several times completely said what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, I did change what I was doing every time he said it.
Oh yes, the small advantage you had in this 1v1 was I was telling you exactly what you were doing and what I was doing. So that might have helped you a little bit too.
I mean, yeah, but that's also part of the information I'm working with.
Yeah. It is.
You're handing it out.
Bye.
Yeah. No.
No, that one killed.
Yeah.
Ah, I got him.
him.
Alrighty. So that pretty much wraps up the presentation on radar, but for YouTube, we're going to do a quick summary here. Alright, so we're on Exodus Blue, but our demonstrations were on Anomaly. We'll just wrap this up. There are three main stages of radar. We have Danger Close, which it doesn't change where you are in relation to him. Your radar changes the ping based on the orientation, right? So this is intermediate, and you can see in the top left, this is bad. Come inside. We'll do the summary inside.
Yeah.
It's darker and it's easier to see the radar. Okay, so Danger Close, right? Danger Close, no matter where you are looking, if somebody is next to you, that will flash red. And it will, basically grab your attention. Look, something's happening. For all other pings, it is directional. It changes based on your orientation. If we have bolts straight in front of me and I'm looking to my left, the radar ping will be on my right. Okay? Same if I look back. Just look at the radar as it relates to all of that. Okay? Now, the other radar ping, the third radar ping, is distance. Distance is a faint line on the outer rim of your radar. It is used as an indicator to tell you in which general direction you need to be going to find someone. Okay? Once you're in this range, when you have a solid line here, you should be prepared for a fight. This solid block on your radar tells you that there's someone nearby, and be prepared to have a fight. Now this block can be quite generous. We measured it around 22, 23 meters is when it starts popping up. And that's within the engagement range for a lot of primaries. Obviously with hand cannons, especially 120s, you can engage at distance. Well, if you want to go to the edge of that entrance right there.
Well, broken or doorway?
Yeah, broken. Right now, we're at probably 40 meters or something.
90. This is probably around 30. I'll pull it
30 meters. We have a single line here. This is usually at this range. With this radar ping, I'm usually looking for the fight. I'm usually moving forward, and going forth. But if you have a distance primary or even a sniper, you can...
33 meters, yeah. We're comfortably inside the hand cannon range right now.
Yeah, so this is 120 range, so that works. Now, okay, so that's close, medium, and far. The other thing about the radar is there is elevation changes you need to be worried about. Okay, elevations changes manifest themselves with transparency. Right now, Bull is on pipes. He's actually somewhere up there. This you see the radar ping itself is different from when it was when he was at the same level as me. This transparency does not change. It does not it does not indicate whether someone is above or below you. It just tells you that they're not at your level. So you need to use context clues to determine where they are. Now this elevation change can also mean someone down there. That would be an elevation change.
I think I can. Oh, I can't quite trigger it. I may be able to get it down here. Can you stand as close to the wall as possible? I think we might just be able... Yeah, we got it. Yeah. So from here to there is an elevation change, and you can see that because Bull is currently standing outside of pipes. Just stay there. Yeah. Oh, he's in B. He's in B. I'm in B. Yeah, I had to go real far to get it to work because the elevation from pipes to inner to warehouse is really not that much.
Okay, so it doesn't tell you if it's up or down. It just tells you it's not level. So you have to use your context clues. If you come to pipes, Bull.
Yeah, sorry, I'm busy posting in chat.
Yeah, just go over there.
Question. Oh, up top pipes, cool.
Yeah. If you come to pipes, you get this radar ping once you're in dark, okay? You've got a ping here, and this is like in the intermediate range, okay? So if this guy was beneath you, that means they would literally be standing somewhere here, right? But because of the map geometry, someone can't physically be here, or they wouldn't necessarily be here, right? They might be, if they're looking for someone in that area, they might be transiting, but if you get this ping and it's not moving, there's no good reason for someone to stand right here. Okay, you can't really see much of anything. But you can see a whole lot more if you're up on pipes, which is where that ping...
Pipes is a power position.
Pipes is a power position. And that's what that ping is telling you, is that someone's on pipes. So you gotta use your context, you gotta use map knowledge, you gotta use general game awareness to interpret what that is telling you. Okay? Last thing about the radar is that you can hide yourself from the radar. Bull, if you would like to hide yourself from the radar for me, please.
There you go. I don't have the right subclass on for grenade.
Sure. So Bull is hiding himself right now by crouching. If you look here, he is crouching right now. And on our radar pings, he is flashing. You can test this out yourself because when you crouch yourself, look at the blue arrow in the middle of the radar. It is also flashing. And you can trigger that by sliding. Make sure you are if you have hold crouch on mouse and keyboard, make sure you are holding control for the middle arrow to go away completely. Because if you just tap control to initiate the slide and then don't hold it, look what happens to the blue arrow.
And just to confirm, I do see Nomad vanish for slightly longer on the radar. It's not long, it's like half a second versus a quarter of a second type stuff, but in a slide, it's enough time for you to finish the slide and get much closer to where I am standing.
Right. This is why, because you can hide yourself off the radar, this is why a lot of sweats and a lot of high-level players, they crouch to eliminate themselves from the radar, or to hide themselves from the radar. And whilst you're sliding, whilst you're covering all this distance, you're off radar for the majority of it. Which is nuts. Like from here, to the end there, I'm gonna be virtually off radar.
You're off it consistently, but you're also on it consistently as well.
Yeah. Like I'm just giving you small pings instead of like constantly being on ping, running like this.
Yeah. Someone's just pointed something out in the chat that I'd quite like to test. So at the moment, it's definitely slightly brighter towards the edge. Can you come and jump up here? I'll swap places with you.
Sure.
If you can make that jump.
Shut up. So read out the comment before you do your testing.
So the comment I wanted to test is esoteric with a Y. Says that every time he's below Nomad, it's darker towards the center. When he's above Nomad, it's darker towards the outer edge. I just swapped places with Nomad, and on my end, it's identical. On my end, it looks identical. I'm fairly certain.
Okay, so if I'm above you,
I might just have shit color grading.
okay, if I'm above you, the gradient is towards the outer edge. Okay, that's the test. So let's swap positions.
That's
Let me see.
the test, yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Let's swap positions, and you go there.
No, it's the same. I think they're
There's-
confusing level. They're confusing
Yeah.
level with an elevation change. When you're level, the gradient is towards the middle.
Yeah, that's true. When you're level, the gradient is toward the middle. When there's any kind of elevation change, the gradient is toward the outer edge. So when I was above you, or when you were below me, the gradient was towards the outer edge. If you want to go back
Yeah.
above me again, real quick,
Yeah, sure.
the gradient is still towards the outer edge. It's the same. It's the same visual. There's no change. All this is telling you, when there's lower transparency, is that there is an elevation change. That's it. Okay? It's harder to notice.
Yeah.
If you're colorblind
It-
or you can't see red, this is why you change your colorblind settings so you can see that a bit more. And in fact, a lot of people do change the colorblind settings anyways because it just makes it a lot easier to see. Like, that's a lot easier to see than the red it was before. Okay. All right. Bo, if you want to come down here.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was just replying in chat to the esoteric again.
Bo, thank you very much for helping me demonstrate the nuances of radar.
It sounds about to get a shotgun in the face.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug or say?
Just my Twitter really, because I'm currently doing some sort of art post every day, and I've done
Yeah.
65 or 66 of them so far this year. I'm doing one per day ideally,
Yeah.
and also I do Nomad thumbnails occasionally. So you should
Yeah. You should
yeah.
definitely follow Bol. Bol is a up-and-coming
you want me to
3D
post-
artist.
You want me to post the link in the chat? Are you
Yeah,
okay with
yeah.
that?
Go. You can post your Twitter link if you want in the chat. Everyone, go
Okay.
follow Bol. He's been an invaluable help in growing this community, in helping revamp the YouTube channel to be as good as it can be, and also for standing very, very innocuously in front of me before I shoot him in the face.
Yes, called it.
Thank you so much, Bol. That's
No
pretty
problem.
much.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Alrighty. And if you have
Anyway.
come to the end of the stream, or the end of the YouTube video, I should say, to the end of the VOD, thank you so much for watching. I hope this lesson, this Crucible Clinic, was helpful to you, to at least some of you. I know that we talked about something very, very rudimentary here. This is literally the first video, the first stream on Crucible Clinic. It has been an absolute joy to present this to you. I just hope it was informative and useful. Please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, you know what to do. I'm Ascendant Nomad, and I'm your Crucible Doctor. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.